Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode, and today this is going to be a two-part video just like the trains, but we are going to be flying to the moon and going into space. So let's head over to a nearby mushroom island I found and build this thing. I had to fly so far, but I finally found the mushroom island. I spent hours collecting all of the limestone and viridium for this, and I probably got way too much for what I'm planning, but let's start building. Now that is the entire rocket launch pad done, and now building the rocket isn't going to be the hard part. It's going to be collecting everything I need for it, fueling it up, and getting a spacesuit for the moon. So let's just get this rocket out of the way just like this. And now our entire rocket is built and we can start to work on things I need to get this thing working. The first thing I'm going to make is some jet engines, and these will act as thrusters and carry us to the moon, and 17 should be enough. The next thing up that I need is going to be rocket controls. These are going to be kind of difficult and long to make, but first we need to make a circuit engraver to make circuits, so let's get straight into that. Let's polish some amethyst pieces with sandpaper. Then we can do this recipe to make an amethyst crystal for the engraver. Now to craft the engraver, we need to set up our mechanical crafters. Now that all of these are set up, I can begin to craft the engraver. The recipe is only 10 items, so it's set up a bit differently, but let's place everything in and get this rolling. This is the final shaft, and let's go! Now we have our engraver to make circuits with. Now circuits are a long process requiring 5 of amethyst, copper, and gold to make one, so let's get making some. That is our first one. We need to make about 3 for now, so let's do that. And that is the second one completed up, and the final one is done. This process takes so long to do, oh my goodness. Now that we have 3 circuits, I can craft our rocket controls, and the next item I will need will be way harder to make. That item is the rocket station, which has this huge recipe requiring a few more circuits to make and a computer as one of the parts, and this thing is crazy. Okay, I've spent a bit of time collecting most of the materials to make the computer, and I think I have everything, so let's go make a few more circuits and we will be ready. We need 2 more circuits, and that's the first, and that's the second circuit done, so now we can make this targeting computer. This crafting recipe is so annoyingly long, but at least we have everything for it now. And I finally have our targeting computer, so now we can craft the rocket station. Alright, everything is set up, so let's power this crafter and make our rocket station. I like how satisfying the crafter is, it's really nice, and there we go, we are almost done with our rocket. Now getting to space without a suit would be terrible, so let's make an oxygen tank and craft our spacesuit. It's pretty easy to make with just wool and iron plates, and that is the entire spacesuit complete. Nice! The next and final thing for part 1 is going to be making and fueling the ship for the journey. As you can see, we have all of these materials, and we are going to be making a hydrocarbon creator to fuel the ship up. Okay, I've set up the basic premise, and we just need to put coal into these basins and have them get pressed by the pressers while the blaze burners are on. So let's hook this all up to some water wheels and make our pipes. Our fuel tanks will be at the bottom here. I've spent some time hooking up water wheels for power and pipes that will automatically fuel the ship for takeoff. And if we just put some coal into here and fuel the blaze burners, the pressers start to make the fuel perfectly. So let's see how much 3 stacks of coal will make. As you can see, the fluid tanks are getting filled up with hydrocarbons, and we need about 40,000 to make it to the moon and back. So we will probably have enough with our 3 stacks of coal. That is all of our coal gone, and we have 65,000 fuel, which is amazing. And that's going to be the end of this episode. Tune in next week where we actually launch to space and get to the moon. See you then!